Hi guys. Well, it's time to talk nutrition. We are starting our third week of our summer recovery group, and so hopefully by now you have a fairly well established, or at least are really on your way to figuring out your workout time. And I just do want to say, with my experience, and I've been doing this a long time, week 3 is a challenging week. That seems to be where most people drop off. Either they were going strong and the 2 weeks was good, but then some other things come up the third week and they don't really have the habit established enough to be able to continue or work through those obstacles, and that's where the group really comes in. So it's time to post questions. How do I do this? This is what I have coming up. How do I plan for that? So be proactive rather than reactive in the group. And if it means something that, Kelly, can we just talk for a few minutes because I've got some questions. I've had several of you text me and say, I'm going to be out of town. What are some things to do? I'm doing this program and I need equipment, but I'm not going to have access. What are some good workouts to do while I'm traveling? I'm the queen of that. So be sure that you're taking advantage of the group and getting some ideas in advance. Um, with the with the workout part, also it could be that you just haven't really gotten going yet, and so you're in by week 3. You think, well, I'm just going to wait till next month. I'm going to put it off. But you guys, you don't put it off. Today's the right day to start. It's always the right day to start. There's always tomorrow, but there's never another today. So you need to just figure it out. It's not failure. It's failure when you quit and don't start again. So doing it is success. Okay, so now we're going to talk about nutrition, and I'm going to give you 3 different things as far as things to consider. And everybody in here is at a different level. Everybody in here is a level 1. As far as their nutrition, there are 3 levels. Level 1 is that's how most people live. Level 2 incorporates a few other elements to it, and that could be a temporary thing, or I would say I'm probably live as a 1.5 and occasionally go into more of a 2, but never a 3 because I'm not a professional athlete. I'm not a fitness model, and so I'm not making money off my body. And so that's when your whole world needs to revolve, or every choice that you make as far as your life revolves around nutrition and your training. So that's always a temporary. Nobody lives in level 3 forever. So what I want to do is I want to give you 3 different approaches, and this is a very individual thing. It's just how your brain works, and I have other ways that I use with my private clients that are a little bit more in depth. But these are I'm going to give you I'm going to give you 3-4 different things. The first one are using the containers, and I love the containers. I really do. This is you have your red, you have your green. You should all be pretty familiar with these: purple, yellow, and then you have your blue and your orange. These came out with 21 Day Fix, and they basically revolutionized portion control and balanced eating. And so Beachbody puts them with every program, every challenge pack. So yes, you those of us that are Beachbody people, we've got multiple containers, which I like because I don't want to wash them all the time, because you fill them up multiple times depending on what your current body weight is, as well as what your goals are. So I really like the containers. Anybody who is interested in using the containers more, then we can talk. I can do a Zoom with you, so I can screen share. It's like Skyping, but I can screen share so that we can go over that, and we just need to get that scheduled. So just get in touch with me and we'll find a time that we can do it. What you'll get is your food list. So you just look on here. Well, is that a green or a purple? And so you know what to put in. It gives you measurements as far as numbers of things. So it's not calorie counting. Hi guys. It's not calorie counting. It's portion control and eating the rainbow. So I love it for people to really see exactly how they're eating. And one of the things, whether or not you want to use them on a regular basis, if measuring, again, I've had people that hate them. I mean, they don't want to use them, and which is fine. But one thing that I really do like to use them for, I call it access your location. And so if I were going to have a party and invite you over to my house, I would need to give you my address. And let's pretend you don't know Coeur d'Alene, you don't, or where I live. And the first thing, if you have a location or a destination that you want to get to, the first thing when you plug in the address to your phone, the phone is going to want to access your location. It needs to know where are you in order to get you to where you want to be. And so that's where I really like to use them. And I will use them with clients, and they'll have them, and they don't necessarily have to follow, oh, I got to fill this 3 times, I got to fill this 4 times, I got to fill this twice. They don't follow it that way. What they do is they eat how they're normally eating, but then they say, okay, I'm going to have, I usually have berries and yogurt for breakfast. Okay, well, that's the amount of berries that you have, that probably fits in one thing. So there's one purple for me for the day. And my yogurt, and yes, I have about that much. And so you start to kind of eyeball and get an idea and just put a little tally mark. So then after you've done that for 3 to 5 days, I prefer 5 to 7 days, then you can see, where are your holes? I mean, maybe you're consuming, I eat way too many carbohydrates. I'm filling this container all the time, and I'll go days without filling this container. Maybe you're supposed to be filling this 4 times in a day, and you only fill it twice. So it's really just about kind of shifting the nutrients around. So it's not eliminating anything. It's just when you're hungry, you're going to think, I typically grab the yellow. I typically go for the carbohydrates, the starches. And I rarely go for this, so this is what I'm going to eat to be balanced. So it just gives you that awareness, and then we can work from there. And then we can even look at timing, when to put what colors and how to combine things, as well as the quality of the nutrients that are going into it. So we can start, and then we can take it a little bit further and deeper, depending on what your goals are and what you want. So that's the first one. That's with the Beachbody one. I'm a precision nutrition certified coach, and they have, which this again is something I use Beachbody tools with my clients, but precision uses your hand. So here, and I'm going to upload these in the group, and because I printed them on landscape, I didn't mean to. So you use your hand. So here, as you're looking through here. Let me go in this direction. So the palm of your hand, that would be protein. This is your, then you have your vegetables, and I'm on the wrong way, carbohydrates and fat. So one serving of protein is about the size of the palm of your hand. A serving of vegetables is your fist. And then the cup of your hand, cupping your hand, would be your carbohydrates. And then your thumb would be your fat. And so it shows different examples of what your protein portion would look like for a male or female, and then what your plate would look like. And so, and it gives you some examples of that. So I am going to upload that. You always have your hand with you. So that's where not carrying the containers around and having to measure there, that if that doesn't fit with how your brain works or how your life is, then don't do it. There's like I said, there's lots of other ways to do it. So I have some clients that really do prefer and are learning a lot about portion size, and it's giving them awareness. Okay, the third thing that I want to talk about is To Be Mindset. And To Be Mindset is a newer program. It just launched in May with Beachbody, and I love it. So that would be for somebody who, Kelly, this is just too confusing. I don't really want to measure things, but there's so much information, and I just don't know how I'm supposed to eat, because it really is simple. And sometimes when you have too many choices, that's what gets overwhelming. And so you just need to simplify it and just give me the facts. How is it simple? So the To Be Mindset is actually just a little bit of an additional fee in order to have access to that. And it's a series of videos that, honestly, you guys, if I had the money to hire a production team and to have one of the grocery stores close at night so I could go in and do some filming and take you on a shopping and teach you how to shop and teach you how to read labels, then I would totally do it. So I'm really, really, really a big fan of the 2B mindset. It actually takes a lot of the work away from me. It's a course in nutrition, and it's very simple. So basically, you're just looking at your plate. Half of your plate should be vegetables, a quarter of it should be protein, and a quarter of it should be your carbs. And depending on the time of day, when it should be heavier, when it should be more. So it's very simple, and it really looks at the quality and, again, how to read nutritional labels. The thing that, how I make my life extra simple as far as my eating is I eat vegetables and I eat lean protein. And I don't have to get fancy with it. I do like to try new recipes, and I have some staples that I eat all the time. My husband, when I got home yesterday, from traveling, he knows when I get home from traveling what I'm making for dinner, because my go-to is my zucchini deliciousness and fish, and I just need to just have my veggies and my fish and my flavors that I love, and that's how. The thing that I do love about my style of eating is that it is healthy and it tastes really good and it's super simple, and I know when I get off track, I just have to go back to how I always eat, and that gets me that's what my body likes, and that's what feels good. I do use a lot of different tools, again, either with my private clients and depending on where they are and what they need, but also with my students in my nutrition class. And one of the things that we aren't there yet, or is that far as far as talking about phytonutrients, but I have this little sheet. This is also a precision nutrition infographic. And what this is, I will upload this into the group, and I have one that's a little bit more elaborate that explains things, but this is just a good checkoff sheet. So what I do is I have them printed up, and they have to keep it with them. And so really, it's the goal of, are you eating enough vegetables? Are you eating enough plants? Are you eating enough plants? That if you're hungry, don't grab the crackers. Grab the broccoli, or grab the have some hummus and some peppers, have some carrots, go for veggies first. And here, having each color of the vegetable represents different phytonutrients, and phyto meaning plant nutrients. And there are hundreds and hundreds of nutrients in plants that literally talk to our genes. Those nutrients go in and talk to our genes. And I think I talked a little bit about this last week. I don't know. My life is too crazy right now. But epigenetics, and epigenetics is, you have genes. You have the cancer gene, you have the heart disease gene, you have these different genes in your body, and your environment, starting basically in the womb, is going to be the contributing, the factor in whether or not those genes turn on or off. So you are literally writing your story. Your life story you are writing by your lifestyle. So the foods that you eat, the exercise and the type of exercise that you get, the stress level that you have at different times, what other environmental things you are exposed to. And so this is really something that, again, it can be quite overwhelming, but you can just see that today, with the stress that we were feeling, and you don't need to have the details, but I've had a pretty stressful the last 24 hours. My daughter is on her way to Spain right now. She's in Seattle and trying to find her gate, and she can't find it. So that's stressful. Plus, she could not find her 2,000 euros when we were needing to be in the car heading to the airport. So we're a little stressed out. And as I was driving, because I'm aware of what stress is washing over your cells, it really is chemicals when you are stressed or when you're holding a grudge and you're rethinking this. But those negative thoughts, emotions, is chemistry. Those are chemicals, and there's positive and negative. And so those negative chemicals are going to continue to keep washing over your cells, where let it go. It doesn't really matter. It's money. We're late because she can't find them. If she misses her plane, she misses her plane. We figure it out. We'll figure it out. So the plant nutrients that you get, the different colors, have different properties to them, and they do different things in you. So it's not just, I guess I'm going to use, because we have a lot of women in here, and I'm the last person that should be saying this, but there are different types of moisturizers. Like, I mean, I don't moisturize. But there are things for your eyes, and there's gels, and there's this and that and whatever. And I know that some people do something in the morning and something at night, and they put this on and they put that on, and it depends on each of these ingredients or elements have different properties, and they do different things. So that's the same thing with what's going on inside of your body. And so some of those nutrients will suppress those genes and keep them turned off, whereas others will keep the things that are supposed to be on to help you, they'll keep them turned on. And with free radicals and all the oxidation that's going on because you're under stress, because you're eating processed food, because you live in, and you're getting the air quality might be poor, whatever it is, you're not getting enough sleep. Those things are all causing more damage inside of your body, to your cells and to your DNA. And so by having more of these in your body, they go in and will neutralize that army, so they won't be able to attach on to your DNA and start messing with it and screwing it up and changing it. So it really is, it's protective, it's healthy, and it also it's life, it's healing, it's life lasting. So I have a little competition where I try to get as many phytonutrients in me as I can in a day, and that's one of the reasons that I will never not drink Shakeology, because it has all this stuff in that I can't get, and I'm not going to eat it all in a day, all that's in there. So having that daily dose of dense nutrition is really true, and where it comes from and how it's sourced and how it's processed. It's tested 4 times before you get it. So I can't say enough. I'm reading a book right now, listening to a book, I'm not reading it, called How Not to Die. And everything that I study and I read, and I try to have a variety and different approaches, different views on things, but it's quite interesting, and everything, I mean, it's just reinforcing. So God is really putting this on me right now as far as the nutrition and the epigenetics and just lifestyle. And I'm a health coach, so that's what I actually do for a living. So it's of great interest to me, but I really want to encourage you to find some way of tracking, see where you are now. That's the most important thing. Nutrition and exercise, it's on a continuum. So when you are at, like I said before, when you're at the airport, if you didn't pack food for yourself, or you're going to be traveling for 21 hours, like my daughter is, we were trying to find all these things that she could eat. It's not the best choice, but it's better than what she might find in an airport. Or when all you have is airport food, then you're going to choose the best that you can while you're there. Or you're on vacation and you're going to say, no, I really don't care, because I'm on vacation and my body can take a hit, because this is where I live. I don't live in processed foodville. So those are the things that that I'm gonna upload these things so that you can have them. And again, I would love to do more, have more engagement here and have it like a Q&A. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a meeting, a Zoom meeting, which is using my Zoom account. Some of you have used that with me. And again, it's like Skyping, but I can screen share. So it's an online meeting. And all you'll need to do, I'll post the link to when the meeting is, and you'll just need to click on there on that at that time. I'm going to use this video to have you comment on when a good time is for you. I will be traveling Friday through Sunday again, and I'll be in North Dakota. So I'll be going to a football game on Saturday afternoon, but Friday evening I would probably have time. I'll just be on a different time zone. But so let me know give me some times that are good, and I might do a poll, and that we can get on that, and I can also record it. So, but that would be, again, I can open it up and give you a little, more individual nutrition course for what you guys are interested in. In order to do that, if you want to just go ahead and go to zoom.us, that's ZOOM.us, and it's a free account. So you're going to have their little app thing or whatever. And so that way it'll save you about 30 seconds or a minute maybe when we have the meeting, so it doesn't have to download while you're trying to get into the meeting. You'll already have it, and you'll just click right in there. And you'll use your computer. There is an app, so you can use your iPad or your iPhone. I'm sure Androids have it too. So you can do it on your phone. You can view it on your phone. I like my computer because I want a screen share. So that's all we have for this. Carrie, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns that you would like to ask right now while you've got me live? I'm going to wave back. I think I can wave back. I waved. Okay. Carrie, I could even bring you in. I could do this. If you guys knew when I was going live, I can bring you into a live. We should try that sometime. Okay. Thanks. I'll get this posted on YouTube too, so you can see it again if it's an easier place for you to go.